Oh my god, wow. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. So, alright, let's make sure this is working. So, guys, boy, a lot of stuff has happened since I last streamed. There has been a lot of occurrences. So, I am level 58. I think the last time I streamed I was 52. Wow. Let me tell you. So, to begin this off, before we get anywhere, I'm going to start off by saying, you know, this first little 15 minutes or so is probably going to be me talking about the end-game stuff after, you know, you clear Demigra and all that kind of crazy storyline stuff. So basically, if you don't want to hear all this or you don't want it spoiled, just skip to the next video, or, you know, just close your eyes and plug your ears. But either way, if you're gonna watch, of course, sit your butt down, get something to drink, get you something to drink and then sit your butt down, whatever order you want to do that in. That's kind of weird, but here we go. So, my goodness, the time shards, you get 5 time shards and then you unlock the whole, like, extra storyline type thing. And as you guys know, I really wanted to record it. I was not able to because it counted as like a cutscene storyline thing, so it would not let recording happen. It would not let me do anything of that sort. I couldn't stream it, couldn't record it, couldn't do anything. But let me tell you, man, oh my god. So let's just take this piece by piece. So when you start off, you go in. I'm gonna load this up so I can show off some of the characters or whatever. So let's just get a random one. It doesn't matter. Anyways, so as you start off, there's a disturbance because Demigra's little explosion caused wormholes. So from those wormholes, it is taking characters and putting them in different scenarios, technically. So what happens is, you know, you got Bardock here. You show up at the time where Frieza supposedly kills Bardock. And so you fight off waves of Frieza soldiers. Yes, waves of Frieza soldiers. You fight them off. And, oh man, it was actually pretty fun because you're fighting with Bardock, just mass slaughtering these Frieza soldiers. And Frieza comes out, and that's the change. Like, Frieza didn't originally fight. So you have to fight with Frieza and nearly kill him. And then he uses his ball and you know, blows the whole ground up and whatnot. Or blows up the planet. And so then what happens is before Bardock dies, he gets sucked up into a wormhole. And he gets sent off. So that's the first chunk. That's Bardock's little area. As you go through, you go to the next one, and it's not with Bardock. It has to do with the man himself, the big guy, motherfucking Broly. Oh my god. To give you guys, I will tell you right now, the final fight with Broly, if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, or even if you just like Dragon Ball Z just a little bit, the fight with Broly is so good, it's worth buying the game entirely. That single little chunk of story in that final fight is so good, or I thought it was so amazingly good, that the entire game is worth it. To show you how huge Broly is in comparison to my character, let me stand right next to him. I am 1/3 of his size. The guy is a giant. He's a monster. He's so awesome. Oh my god, the fight was great. And you would think, oh, he's a big guy, you know, he's gonna be slow. No. He's like 3 times as tall as you and 3 times as fast as you. It was so hard to get attacks off, I would have to jet backwards and use one of my specials, which, if you were watching, I got the perfect Kamehameha, and oh, it's fun. I'll get to that later. But so the guy is a giant. He's huge. Oh my god, it's so much fun because he's so fast. He just wails on you like crazy, and he jumps in between all the people. Like, if you have people on your team, he jumps in between all of them. So what happens is you show up during, I can't remember what movie it was, but you show up at the time when it was Goten and Trunks as kids, and they were with Videl, and Gohan shows up and saves them, and they do the family Kamehameha or whatever. It's that part of Broly. So you show up at that point, and you fight Broly with them, you take him down, and then he gets sucked into a wormhole, and so you follow it through. I don't believe you get sucked up at the time, but you change over to another time. Cell's got something for me. Well, we'll come back to that. But so he goes and he gets sucked up, and you get taken to another time. And I believe at this point, oh yeah, it was on Namek when Goku goes Super Saiyan. That was the time that he got moved to. And so Bardock and Broly are both there at that time. You show up, you help Bardock fight off Broly. Well, what happens is all three of you get sucked into a wormhole and you get taken to Earth. And so you're on Earth and Bardock gets thrown back. And so you are, what was it? Bardock gets thrown back. And so you are, oh my goodness, what's it called? You're fighting Broly by yourself for a little bit. And then Bardock meets up with Vegeta. Bardock meets up with Vegeta. And he says to him, he's like, oh, you're Prince Vegeta. That means you can make the thing. And he has Vegeta turn him into a Great Ape. And so he comes in, and it's Great Ape Bardock on your team, fighting with you. Great Ape Bardock fighting with you against Broly. And so you two are just duking it, trying to take Broly down. And then Vegeta is standing there, and he's like, I'm not scared. He starts saying, oh, I'm not scared. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. And he joins in with you, and it's you, Great Ape Bardock, and Vegeta fighting Broly. And so you take Broly down, and that ends it. And Bardock ends up dying from the fight and succumbing to his wounds, basically. And that's the end of that. And oh my god, that whole story right there, that whole chunk. I'm just going to fight as Bardock in the background, just to kind of have something going on while I'm talking about the rest of the stuff. So that fight alone was so much worth this game. I can't even begin to tell you. It was so much fun. Every moment of it, I had a blast, and it was good. Now, the next thing I did was the DLC stuff. Good. I'm gonna choose three Brolys.
Anything else would be boring. Good. Anything else would be
Sorry,
boring.
but so the next chunk is what's it called? You go through the DLCs, and you start off and you're fighting Great Ape Baby. Well, first you fight Trunks, and then you fight Great Ape Baby. The fight with that was kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. Team of Giants. I'm not even gonna fight. I'm just gonna let them fight. But it was kind of boring because you're just fighting a Great Ape basically, and he does this one move where he jumps up in the air and he kind of like break dances, and if you get caught in the break dance, it took me like, I think I had just a little chunk of life gone, and it killed me. It killed me from just a little chunk of life. It does so much damage. And so I was just like, oh my god. So I had to do it again. It really ticked me off a little bit. But so I did that fight again, and it's just, you just beat Baby. And so when you beat him, he gets sucked up into a portal, into a wormhole, like Broly and like Bardock did. So next, you end up fighting, it's the time when Hell splits open. And what happens is you have to beat off. That's horrible. You have to defeat 20. I think it was 20 Frieza soldiers. Huh. Sorry, that was weird. You have to beat 20 Frieza soldiers, which you would think is like, oh, that's easy, but there's like 10 of them attacking you at one time. So it's you versus 10 people essentially. And at that point, I was like, screw this. I went Super Saiyan. Every time I did a perfect Kamehameha, it would kill someone. So it was just perfect Kamehameha, dead. Kamehameha, dead, 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 dead. It was actually really fun. And then what happens is the Ginyu Force pops up. And this was like the best part of the DLC, because the Ginyu Force pops up and they all pose, and then the person who is leading them is Nappa. Oh my god, Nappa does one of the moves, one of the poses, like he does Ginyu's pose. Let's see if I can find it. This. Nappa does this. He does this pose in front of the Ginyu Force. And so he's standing there and he goes, and I'm Nappa. And then they're like, we're the Neo Ginyu Force. And you have to fight all 5 of them at once by yourself. And when you get, I think when you get a good chunk of damage done to them, or you take a certain point of damage, Trunks shows up. And you have to fight with Trunks. And at this point, the future Trunks, the one who's talking in your ear the whole time, he's like talking about other Trunks and saying like, oh, we're not the same people. And then he's like, yo, other Trunks, he realized his issues. And then he's like, okay, cool, other Trunks is good. And it's kind of silly. It's kind of humorous in its own way. It's also kind of dumb a little bit, I won't lie. But it was still pretty cool. So you kill all the Ginyu Force, and then you go and you fight Frieza. You kill Frieza. You fight Cell. You kill Cell. I believe that was it. Oh no, it was Android 17, and then I don't think you fight Frieza or Cell. You know, it happened yesterday, so I'm having a little issues with some of my memory. But you end up fighting Android 17, and then he tracks down in the middle of your fight. He tracks down the human 17, and the two of them fuse, making Super 17. So then you fight Super 17, and you beat him. Goku comes in. He's Super Saiyan 4. That happens during the baby fight 2. And so then Android 17 or Super 17 gets sucked up into a wormhole. Big whoop. You know, it happens all the time, apparently. Wormholes are a big problem, I guess. But so, does he still have the green thing? Oh, no. It's gone. Dang it. Oh, man. Okay. Anyways, so then you go off and you fight the two, what are they called? The two dragons, Nova and Ace. You fight both of them, and you fight Omega Shenron. You beat Omega Shenron. He also gets summoned into a portal. And what happens is, in the end of that, you actually fight with Vegeta. I don't believe... Oh, no, you fight with Gogeta also. They fuse in the middle of the fight. But so then, you join up with them, and you... God, where did that question mark go? Anyways, you join up with them, and then all of you get sucked into a wormhole. And when you get to this new area, it's on Earth. The portal opens up and drops out Grade 8 Baby, it drops out Super 17, and it drops out Omega Shenron, and you have to fight all three of them at once. Now this fight, it was kind of tricky, but not as hard as you might think it would be. Basically, all you had to do was duck around a corner, and you had to just get Grade 8 Baby locked down. Gogeta died in mine, and he did not survive. I killed off Omega Shenron. I killed off Super 17. But when I was going against Grade 8 Baby, I had to actually sit and hide at points, because if he did the breakdance kick thing in the air, it would have killed me. It would have just wiped me out. So eventually I got him down, and in the end, the Trunks from with this whole time patrol thing, he pops up. Gogeta splits back up into Goku and Vegeta, and then Trunks talks to Vegeta and gives like the final handshake. And so then you come back, and that's the end of the DLC so far. It was, I have to admit, the final fight was kind of fun because it's kind of tough. The fight with Baby was a little annoying. The fight with Super 17 was kind of just like, it was just like a regular fight. The same with Omega Shenron. He has huge spikes on his back. But the fight where you fight the Neo Ginyu Force, worth the whole DLC. It was so funny. I actually took a picture with my phone of Nappa posing with the Neo Ginyu Force, because it was so hilarious to me. But so that being said, right there, I can say the Neo Ginyu Force, worth getting the season pass. That moment was funny enough to be worth it. And Broly, that final fight with Broly was so far worth getting the game. I literally, that one fight, if you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z, that one fight is worth getting this game at some point. You might wait until it's been out and it's a little cheaper, but it was so much fun. And now I can have Broly on my team, which gave me a little bit of an idea of something to do. But so after doing that, I got some new parallel quests. I got new DLC parallel quests. I got level 58, which I don't think I've boosted my attributes, but I'm not really sure. Let me check. No, I did it. I got level 58. And I also did some stuff with Cell. Apparently he had something else he wanted to tell me. I'll be waiting to exhibit them. Train one more time, maybe another time. Don't you have something to say to me? Train one more time? I don't want to train again. Sorry, Cell. That's cool that you can go back and do that, though. But that being said, now we are past all of the talking about all the stuff that's going on. I'm going to continue with the parallel quests. I know the ones that I have that are IOUs. I know about those. I don't know if you can unlock Super Goku or Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I'm not really sure how you do that and whatnot. But I know that this fight over here with Broly is something I really want to do. So I think we're going to start off with that now that all the talking's done. But like I said, guys, it was so much fun. And just wait for me to do the perfect Kamehameha, because something cool can happen while you're doing it, and it makes it do more damage, which I just think is awesome. But alright, now let's get to it. Now we've had our talking. That was about 15 minutes or so. So let's get going. talk to this big mofo right here, Broly himself.